Beverly Hills shimmered under the late afternoon sun. The palm trees swayed gently, framing the pristine streets lined with exotic cars and luxury storefronts. Among them stood Maison Elegance, a boutique renowned for its exclusivity, where the ultra-wealthy flocked for one-of-a-kind fashion pieces. A sleek black SUV glided to a smooth stop by the curb. The door opened, and out stepped Shante Broadus, the elegant and poised wife of hip-hop legend Snoop Dogg. Her outfit was simple but flawless: designer denim, crisp white blouse, diamond-studded sunglasses, and a silk scarf tied around her hair. Her presence was magnetic, graceful yet commanding. As she adjusted her purse strap and walked toward the boutique entrance, the automatic glass doors didn't open. Instead, a stern voice interjected, "Excuse me, ma'am. This store is by appointment only." Shante blinked behind her sunglasses, momentarily thrown off. Standing in front of her was Jessica, the boutique's manager, a woman in her mid-40s clad in a fitted black suit and heels sharp enough to stab egos. Her icy gaze scanned Shante from head to toe, her lips pressed into a thin line of judgment. Shante offered a polite smile. "That's fine, I was hoping to browse." Jessica's brows lifted as if Shante had asked to borrow her car. "I'm afraid that's not possible. This is a private shopping experience and for members." Before Shante could respond, the glass doors slid open to welcome a well-dressed white couple carrying lattes. No questions, no hesitation. Jessica turned slightly, greeting them with a sugary, "Welcome back, Mr. and Mrs. Dalton." Shante noticed. Oh, she noticed. Still keeping her composure, she replied calmly, "Interesting. I didn't realize membership was required to look." Jessica crossed her arms. "It is, for certain clientele." Her meaning wasn't subtle, not in the slightest. From inside the store, Leo, a young sales assistant in his mid-20s, peered over a rack of dresses. He'd seen Jessica pull this stunt before, but something about this felt off. Something told him this lady was someone important, really important. A couple walking by noticed the exchange. The woman nudged her partner and discreetly started recording on her phone. A whisper carried in the breeze. "Is that Shante? Wait, that's Snoop Dogg's wife." Shante took a deep breath. This wasn't her first time dealing with this kind of subtle discrimination, wrapped in fake professionalism. But today felt different. She pulled out her phone, tapped a message, and sent it, with a small, knowing smile. The message read, "You won't believe what's happening at this store right now." It was sent to one person: Snoop. Almost immediately, a reply came through. Just one word: "Say less." The subtle vibration of her phone felt like the opening rumble of a coming storm. At that moment, Jessica checked her wristwatch, clearly trying to signal that Shante was wasting her time. "Look," Jessica said, with the fakest smile Beverly Hills had ever seen. "There's really nothing here for you." Shante lowered her sunglasses, just enough for Jessica to see her eyes. Calm, unbothered, but with the unmistakable fire of someone who knew exactly who she was and who she was married to. Before anything else could be said, a low, deep bass hum echoed from the street. Heads turned as the unmistakable sound of a Rolls-Royce Phantom's engine approached, and then, "Oh no," Leo muttered under his breath. If you enjoy real-life drama with unexpected twists, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The low purr of the Rolls-Royce Phantom grew louder as it pulled up to the curb. Heads turned, cameras were raised. Even people across the street stopped mid-conversation, instinctively sensing that something major was about to go down. Jessica glanced toward the luxury car, her expression shifting from mild annoyance to sudden tension. Her fingers fidgeted with her necklace as a tall, unmistakable figure stepped out. Snoop Dogg. Cool, calm, icy smooth. Dressed in tailored navy slacks, a crisp white shirt, layered gold chains and his signature sunglasses. His presence had the gravity of a celebrity sighting and the weight of a storm rolling in. Jessica's jaw visibly tightened. She muttered under her breath, "Oh, no." Snoop didn't rush. He strolled toward the boutique with the relaxed confidence of a man who knew exactly how much power he carried. His steps were deliberate, his posture effortless. A smile played at the corner of his mouth, but it wasn't friendly. The whispers turned into murmurs. Someone said, "Bro, that's Snoop. What is he doing here?" Another voice added, "Wait, he's walking right to Maison Elegance. No way." As he neared the door, Jessica instinctively stepped forward, her tone suddenly syrupy sweet. "Oh, Mr. Broadus, we weren't expecting you." Snoop raised a single hand, cutting her off mid-sentence. His voice was smooth but sharp. "Nah, you weren't. But here I am." He turned to Shante, who stood there as graceful as ever, arms folded, watching this unfold like a chess master waiting for the next move. "What's the problem?" Snoop asked, gaze shifting back to Jessica. "She couldn't come in," Jessica stammered, her earlier bravado crumbling like stale bread. It's just store policy, appointments, members." Snoop tilted his head, lowering his shades slightly. "Huh, that right?" Leo, still watching from behind a display of handbags, bit his lip. His internal battle was visible. He knew what he was seeing was wrong. And he knew this was about to blow up. Jessica tried again. "It's a misunderstanding, Mr. Broadus. We have very strict policies." "Funny," Snoop interrupted, scanning the store casually. "Y'all got policies for her." He gestured toward Shante. "But not for them." He nodded toward the white couple still browsing, who were now nervously pretending to look at shoes while stealing glances at the unfolding drama. Jessica's face flushed red. That's not what this is." "Oh, it's exactly what this is," Snoop said, his tone still low but now with a razor's edge. "And see, I'm real good at recognizing when folks try to play my wife." "Real good?" Leo couldn't hold it anymore. He stepped forward, swallowing his fear. "Sir, ma'am," he began, looking first at Shante, then at Snoop. I just want to say, this ain't how we're supposed to treat people." Jessica whipped her head toward him, eyes wide with warning. "Leo, not now!" But it was too late. Cameras were out. People were recording everything. The air buzzed with tension and curiosity. Snoop glanced down at his phone, tapped a button, and suddenly, his voice echoed louder than the boutique walls. "Let me go ahead and make this official." His screen flashed to Instagram Live. Within seconds, hundreds of viewers popped in. Then thousands. Snoop smiled at the camera. "Yo, check this out, y'all. We out here in Beverly Hills." "This spot right here," said he, tilted the phone to show the boutique logo. "They got real selective about who can and can't shop." Jessica gasped. "Sir, please, can we just—" "Nah," Snoop said, cutting her off. "We gon' handle this real smooth." A flood of comments began pouring in. "What? Name the store." "Not Shante." "Oh, they messed up. Cancel them immediately." Leo stood frozen. He knew this was going viral. Fast. Snoop held the phone steady, casually panning it from the boutique logo to the front door, and then to Jessica, whose face was drained of color. The comment section exploded in real time, hearts and angry emojis flooding the screen. Shante stood quietly beside him, her arms still folded, her gaze calm but piercing. She didn't need to say a word. Her presence alone was enough to send a message. Snoop adjusted his shades and spoke directly to the live audience. "Y'all ever roll up somewhere thinking you're gonna get treated with respect? And then folks remind you, they don't see you like that?" He chuckled, but there was no humor in it. "Yeah, we hear." Jessica frantically tried to salvage what little dignity she had left. "Mr. Broadus? I deeply apologize. This is a misunderstanding. We sometimes have issues with loitering." Snoop cut her off so fast it was like a verbal slap. "Loitering?" He turned the phone slightly back to his own face. "Y'all hear that?" She said loitering. "My wife." He emphasized every word slowly. "A mother, a businesswoman. Ain't no loitering going on here." The crowd outside grew. People on the street started gathering, whispering, filming, live streaming. Even passing cars slowed down to gawk. Inside the boutique, Leo felt the walls closing in. His hands trembled slightly, but not out of fear, out of frustration. This wasn't what he signed up for when he took this job. Leo stepped forward, ignoring Jessica's frantic hand gestures telling him to back off. "Mr. Broadus." "Mrs. Broadus?" His voice wavered but steadied quickly. "This isn't right. I want you to know, I've seen this happen before here. You're not the first," Jessica snapped. "Leo, you are done. Go to the back, now." But Leo didn't budge. He stood taller than he ever had since working there. "No, you don't get to hide now." He looked around at the other employees peeking from behind counters, their faces a mix of fear and guilt. "We've been told, unofficially, to discourage certain customers, to make it uncomfortable so they leave." A collective gasp rippled through the onlookers. The live comments exploded. "Oh, he exposing them! Leo is the real MVP. They done messed up now." Jessica's voice shook. This is out of context." Snoop stepped forward, towering over Jessica without ever raising his voice. "Nah, the context is crystal clear." He pointed to Shante. "This queen right here walked in to spend her money. You told her." "Not today." He turned back to the camera. "See, y'all know I could wild out. Y'all know I could make a scene." He paused, his grin widening. "But I ain't gotta do all that. The internet gon' handle this." Jessica's phone buzzed relentlessly. Her face twisted in panic as she read the flood of notifications. Then her store phone rang. She answered, and the entire front lobby could hear the voice on the other end screaming, "What is going on there? Fix this now or you're done, Jessica." Jessica's hands trembled. Yes, sir. I'm handling it." Leo took a deep breath and walked over to Shante. "Mrs. Broadus, I would be honored to assist you personally, if you still want to shop here." "That is." Shante glanced at him, then back at Snoop. What you think, babe?" Snoop tilted his head, tapping his chin dramatically. "Let's see how this plays out." The comment section continued erupting. "Respect to Leo." Jessica about to lose her job. Snoop handled this like a king. And just like that, the power dynamic flipped. Snoop lowered his phone just slightly, but kept the Instagram live rolling. The audience had now crossed 400,000 viewers, with the number climbing by the second. Comments flashed faster than anyone could read. "Look, I don't usually do this," Snoop said, glancing at the camera. "But sometimes folks gotta learn." Jessica was trembling. Her face had gone pale, and she frantically tried to manage the disaster unraveling before her eyes. Her Bluetooth earpiece chimed again. She answered with shaking hands. The voice on the other end was unmistakably furious. "Jessica, are you seeing the numbers? This is a PR nightmare. You fix this right now or don't bother coming back." Jessica's breath hitched. Yes, sir. I'm trying." She looked back at Snoop, attempting a fake smile. "Mr. Broadus, Mrs. Broadus, we sincerely apologize for the confusion. You are, of course, welcome here any time. Complimentary. Anything you like." Snoop chuckled, shaking his head. Nah, it don't work like that. Y'all had your chance." Leo stepped forward, emboldened by the truth finally coming out. "Mrs. Broadus, I meant what I said. I'd be honored to assist you. You deserve to be treated with respect and just like anyone else." Shante smiled softly, nodding at Leo. "You got integrity, young man. That's rare." The tension cracked as the crowd outside clapped, some cheering Leo's bravery. Jessica wasn't done panicking. "Please, let's just handle this quietly. No need to drag this further." Snoop's head snapped toward her, his cool demeanor now edged with steel. "Quietly?" He raised an eyebrow. "No, you made it loud the moment you tried to block my wife from walking in like she ain't good enough. So now, it's gonna stay loud." He turned the camera to the storefront sign once more. "This is Maison Elegance, y'all. Beverly Hills. Take notes." "'Cause if it can happen to her, it can happen to anybody." Comments erupted. "Cancel them. Tag every influencer you know. We not shopping there." Then Snoop dropped the bomb. He pulled out his other phone and dialed someone. It went straight to speaker. "Yo, what's good?" answered a familiar voice, a major fashion influencer with millions of followers. Snoop smiled. "Dio, you ever shop at Maison Elegance?" "Yeah, once or twice, and why?" "Check my Instagram live, then decide if you ever gonna spend a dime here again." "Say less." The line went dead. Jessica gasped, realizing the ripple effect had just multiplied. Suddenly, local news vans pulled up. Reporters jumped out, adjusting their mics, racing toward the boutique. "Is it true Snoop Dogg and his wife were denied entry?" one of them shouted. Jessica's knees nearly buckled, her entire career collapsing in real time. Leo took a step toward Shante again. "Mrs. Broadus, there's this limited edition collection we just got in. Only 5 pieces in the world. I'd love to show it to you personally." "No pressure." Shante looked him dead in the eye, her gaze softening. "You know what? Let's do it." Jessica's jaw dropped. "What?" Snoop grinned. "Yeah, we'll do business, but not with you." Shante walked past Jessica without even glancing her way. Leo held the door open like a true professional, leading her inside. As the cameras kept rolling, Snoop turned back to his phone. "Internet. Y'all got this from here. Handle it how you do." He ended the live with one final nod. "We good." By the time Shante and Leo emerged from the boutique 30 minutes later, the scene outside had transformed into something out of a media circus. Cameras flashed, reporters jostled for position, and the crowd buzzed with anticipation. Snoop stood by the Rolls-Royce, arms folded, sunglasses reflecting the chaos. The moment Shante stepped out, he smiled wide and opened the car door for her like the gentleman he'd always been. Reporters rushed forward, shouting questions. "Mrs. Broadus, how do you feel after what happened?" "Snoop, are you pressing charges against the store? Will you ever shop here again?" Shante turned, lifting her sunglasses just enough for the cameras to catch her eyes. Her voice was calm, but carried the weight of a thunderclap. "This wasn't just about me, it's about how people are treated. Anywhere, everywhere. Respect should never be optional." The crowd broke into spontaneous applause. Inside the store, Jessica was crumbling. Her phone continued blowing up with texts, calls, and emails, all furious. The boutique's corporate office had issued a statement within an hour, posted on every social media platform they had. "Maison Elegance does not condone any form of discrimination. We sincerely apologize to Mrs. Shante Broadus and Mr. Calvin Broadus for the unacceptable behavior displayed by one of our employees. Immediate actions have been taken." The comments under the post were brutal. "Too late. Leo for store manager. Y'all got caught. That's why you sorry." By the end of the day, Jessica's profile disappeared from the company's website. She was terminated effective immediately. As for Leo, the CEO himself flew in 2 days later and offered Leo a promotion, head of client relations. His integrity didn't go unnoticed. Other brands even reached out, offering him positions if he ever wanted to leave. In an exclusive interview the next morning, Snoop summed it up perfectly. "Look, money don't change where you come from, but it should change how you get treated. My wife walked in there ready to spend, ready to bless their business, and they chose ignorance, so the internet handled it. Simple." The clip went viral instantly. But Shante had the final word. On her own Instagram, she posted a photo, standing tall, smiling, holding a shopping bag from another black-owned luxury boutique in LA. Her caption read, "Support who supports you. Know your worth. Move accordingly." Millions liked it. Thousands shared it. The message was loud and clear. Even better, that black-owned boutique reported record-breaking sales that week. Customers from around the world flooded their website, inspired by Shante's post. The ripple effect didn't stop there. Major news outlets from CNN to TMZ ran the story. Podcasts, TikToks, and YouTube channels dissected every frame of the viral video. Discussions about racial bias in luxury spaces dominated timelines for days. And yet, despite the storm, the Broadus family kept it classy, never once resorting to insults or anger. Just truth, delivered calmly but powerfully. As Snoop said in one final post about the situation, "Sometimes You don't gotta yell, you just gotta show up. If you love this story and want to hear more shocking real-life moments, make sure to hit subscribe and check out the video on screen right now. See you there.